understand you're very, very nervous to start with. It's not because I'm talking in front of you, it's just I've been waiting for this day for so long. Previous speeches I've done, I might have been a little bit creative with the truth to maximise the entertainment value of the stories, but I haven't had to do that in this case at all. I could bore you with telling about Rob as a teacher, his accomplishment, but I thought that I would share some stories with you and tell you some things about Rob that you might not know, so if you do see him in the future, you'll definitely have a smile on your face. I've just added in here that something you might know about Rob is that today, despite being a big, strong, tough rugby playing PE teacher, he has cried like a baby at every opportunity. Rob, a little interactive game as we go through this. I'm going to ask you questions as we go through this, and you're allowed a one-word answer, either yes or no. So, for example, is your name Rob Mann?
Yes.
Do you support Saracens?
Yes.
Are we currently beating the barbecue boys in the test overall at the moment?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so, first thing you might not know about Rob Mann, I've only found out about this recently, is that he's the only teacher in the history of the college who on his day of interview, in between him being offered the job and accepting the job, he went to the car park to ask his mother's advice. Rob, is this true?
Yes.
Secondly, something you might not know about him is his name. It's spelled with a double N on Mann. So I thought it's a bit strange, so I looked it up. It's actually an Anglo-Saxon name, and it means, got it here, it means intelligent, respected, reliable, and well endowed. Unfortunately, Rob means not very. Hang on, sorry. Hello? Rob's mum. Yes, Robbie's here, yes. No, he's not drinking alcohol, no. Dinner on the table at 5. Yeah, it is on the table at 5, Rob.
Cheers.
Yeah. Fish fingers and the alphabet, potatoes that he likes. Yeah. Make sure he's there, yeah, thank you. Something else you might not know about Rob is that about a year ago, I had a cover lesson, managed to get out of it a little bit early, got down to the PE office, and I actually caught Rob at it in the PE office. Now, when I say at it, he was watching WWF wrestling on his laptop. Is that true, Rob?
No.
He's not getting the hang of this game, is it? The really sad thing about it is he actually downloaded it from his Sky Player to his laptop so he could watch it at school. Like any young PE teacher, Rob came to school wanting to make a difference, and he really has made an impact in several ways. The first way he's managed to make an impact around school is when he lost control of his car and drove into the west entry gate, leaving it at about a 45-degree angle, which I'm sure Mr. Bolton wasn't too happy about. The second way he's made an impact around school is when myself, Ollie and Mr. Mann, we were loading the crossbars of the goals onto the minibus through the back door. He managed to forget the word stop when he was at the front, and the crossbar went through the back window of the minibus. Is that true, Rob?
Yes.
There's a theme here, isn't there? Another way he's made an impact is on the floor of the sports hall. Rob likes to demonstrate trampolining. He gets on there and he likes to impress the kids with how high he can bounce. Let's ask our resident trampolining expert, which is Emily. Emily, what is the most simplistic, basic move we learn on the trampoline?
A straight bounce.
A straight bounce. What does that entail?
It means you jump straight up and straight down on the cross.
In a way, it's probably the hardest move to crack up, isn't it?
Yes, pretty much.
Rob, whilst demonstrating the straight bounce, straight up, straight down, he's about 15 foot up in the air, he's impressing the kids, managed to go off about a 90-degree angle. Now our kids, we train our kids on the side of the bed, they're spotters, they're there, spotting like that, okay? So as soon as they see him coming, they're there, first fall, bang, second fall, sod that. He's gone wallop, flat down, on the floor. I'm not moving at all, the kids are just stunned, there's no coherent pin drop, completely stunned. He rolls over, a little bit of pain, starts crying out, and that point, our kids kind of resort back to the time absolutely to wet themselves. Is that true?
Yes.
The last two I've got for you, Rob made a mistake last week on his evening meal. He brought his fiancée to the evening meal, and I'll leave you this last story. I told him that it was about 3 years ago at the weekend that, like most men, Rob struggles to come out those 3 words that his partner had been waiting for him to say. He finally come out with it, and she replied the same way. So on the Monday, he's skipping down the corridors at the lower school. He's full of the joys of the world. He goes into his year. He's enjoying it. He goes into his year 8 lesson, and he sets the work. This is about 3 years ago. He sets the work, and he sat there on his laptop while they're working away, and he just can't resist. He goes onto his messenger, and he's emailing his partner. Sweet nothings going back and forth, back and forth. Anyway, the group finished their task. So he's got to set them something else. So he plugs back in the projector. What? Come on! You heard it. He plugs the projector back in. He intelligently turns off the message alert system down here, or so he thought. He's walking around. He's full of the joys of the world. Can't be any happier. He's beaming. Until Danielle Hamilton puts her hand up right here. So, is it true? Is what true, Danielle? That you're a sexy, hairy, lovely... Now, some of you say that can't be true. Rob, is it true?
Yes.